This is what's going on after the last track day. Car's looking clean, right? I just gave it a nice good bath. Nice shiny wheels. Back to being clean. So anyway, the clutch master cylinder is failing. To take a little bit of a step back, before this last track day, I had actually replaced the slave cylinder from it. I went to go ahead and get in the car, start it up, boom, pedal just went straight to the floor. I was like, cool. Slave cylinder had actually given up. The little piston inside of it, it went bleh, and like all the grease just went out onto the floor. It was sitting right under it. So I was like, oh, well, that's obvious, that's the problem. Changed that thing out, put the fluid back in, it was working. But so as I was doing that, I was like, man, when is my clutch master cylinder gonna go? Well, here we are. So like I said, I had replaced that slave cylinder down there. Super cheap part, super easy to do. Still have the stock hard line. Goes to that rubber line there. All stock hard line goes along the firewall and then up to this guy here. This master cylinder here is the original that came with the car. It is the Nissan piece. Yeah, I mean, it's seen some days. Again, that's what I'm left with. You see how it just kind of drips down and collects up there. Thanks a lot, man. Didn't you know I just painted my interior? You can see how that's starting to leak from behind that boot right there. And that's just part of it. So I was thinking, if I still had carpet in this car, that may actually be pretty hard to find. I guess maybe it would start to leak through the carpet. I'm sure, right? Thank goodness for gutted track car, in this case. Getting up in here to pull this pin is definitely one of the harder parts. So really, per usual, things get stupid pretty quick. I had to Dremel that little pin out, dude. Like, that thing was crazy stuck in there, man. Crazy stuck. I couldn't do nothing with the wrench, this wrench, nothing. So I just Dremeled the little head off of the thing and boom, popped it out the other side. There we go. I'm gonna put a new cotter pin in there. These 30-year-old cars, man, like, everything is just like fused together from just years and years of doing it. All right, so we got the reservoir out of the way and that little line's connected down to the master. That part right there, we need to go ahead and break free. Here's my new master, I'll show you that in a sec. But to break that thing free, we're gonna go ahead and use one of these. It's called a line wrench. You see how it's got more grip going around it. This thing, from what I've heard, is really easy to strip and mangle it, and then you're in a world of hurt. So we don't wanna do that. Oh yeah, super easy with that. You see how the line wrench here, it kind of sits, you have to put it down over. Let me show you. See how that line sits? You got to put this thing down over the line, then over the bolt, and then you can turn it. Super nice. And that was the 10mm. Now it's back up into the cab to just undo those two bolts. There we go. All right, so here's my old guy. It's the Nissan 5/8. And here's the nice new one. Same exact piece. Nissan 5/8, just brand new. Pretty cool that you can still get the Nissan part for, you know, a 30-year-old car. Something I'm gonna make sure of is that these two parts are the exact same way, the way that this one came out. So you see here, I've got the two ends matching up the same. And I'll count the threads too. So something I'm gonna do now here with this is a trick that I got from Eric the Car Guy, one of his videos. So you open this guy up and you see all that nasty junk in there? Yuck. Yuck. What I'm gonna do is go ahead and take some brake clean and shoot it down in there. And that way it goes all through this line. Eric says that this is all kind of rubber essentially from the inside of this hose that just over years and years and years gets built up and makes its way up into there. So using some brake clean, we can go ahead and shoot this thing out. I'll let it dry super good. Go ahead and put the rest of this back together. Then this will be the last piece to go back in. There we go. I think my mulch won't mind a little bit of brake clean. Shoot it down into the line, he said. I mean, look at that. Yeah, way better. So we'll just go ahead and let that dry out. So I got the reservoir up there drying, and what I'm gonna do actually is take that bracket off and go ahead and paint it up. And I've been kind of looking at this because I know I could have put the S2000 master cylinder in this thing. And it looks cool because it's all sitting up down in there and not up in this spot, you know, hanging up top. You can't see it. I've been kind of messing around with the idea of mounting that thing in a different way. But so we'll get to that. I don't know. How could I go ahead and put this in here, maybe to where it sits down in here a little lower? I don't know. I'm messing around with the idea. I don't think you're going to see anything in this episode, but you know, just something I'm thinking about. Maybe something for the future. But so what I'm doing here is, look, I kind of just moved that wiring harness down below. So it cleans up that shock tower a little bit. I just rerouted it down behind everything there. You know, just simply unplugging those two plugs and moved it around here. Now I'm kind of looking at this throttle cable, and I think I can even zip tie it up here, or, you know, mount it in a little bit nicer way and go ahead and remove that bracket altogether. I don't know if that necessarily looks more elegant or simple, just zip tied up there, but, you know, it's a little cooler, I guess, cleaning up the shock tower a bit. But so definitely one thing I'm going to do is this bracket here looks super gross. I'm going to go ahead and take this thing off and spray it up black, at least for now. And then we'll remount it where it is, just for now. And we'll see what comes of this for the future. Muchly improved in the cup, huh? Much better. Alright, so I got the driver foot plate out, and I went ahead to try to clean this up a little bit, but it's kind of staining it pretty good, as you can see. So I may have to end up shooting that white again, but everything is replaced. It's all up in there. Looking good there. All nice and clean. Brand new fluid up in there. Brand new master cylinder. So one other kind of small issue that came up on the last track day is this bolt right here on the valve cover. I already cleaned it up, but you can see a little bit of discoloration there. I was losing a little bit of oil coming out of there. Now at that last day, I was running quite a few more laps than I had done previously. I think I was averaging like 15 laps per session every time I went out, so that was pretty good. So just finding little things as I'm starting to get more use out of the car. But this is why keeping other engines around comes in handy. I got these bolts laying around. No problem to go ahead and try one of those guys. We'll see if that holds any better. I just got back from doing blood work. Oh, the vampires. They try to take it all from you, man. My annual health checkup. Everything is good on the physical, but you know, got to do the blood work, find out in an hour. I'm very thankful for my health in general, man, I'll tell you. But so what I'm gonna do here is actually just loosen this guy up and try a different bolt rather than tightening this thing more. That guy seems like it has a really nice snug fit, so we'll try that. It is a bit of a bummer because the little washer deal is different, but oh well. Race car life. So I think I'm ready for the next track day. Like I told you guys, this is gonna be the year of driving, man. And I'm so happy that this car is just being reliable, really. I've had my little problems, you know, but no major issues to stop the day. Nothing yet anyway. So I hope that trend continues into 2021. Definitely going to be going back out to the firm. Travis is hopefully going to be getting his car ready here pretty quick. He definitely wants to go back there to kind of get his feet wet again. And, you know, I want to start chasing the minute 25s, minute 25.9. But I also have my sights set on some big boy tracks. And by that, I mean Sebring. If you're familiar with Florida, you're familiar with endurance racing, Sebring is the home, the birthplace of American endurance racing. I really want to get out on that track. That thing is just like, I don't know, to me that's the mecca as far as Florida's concerned. So Sebring, possibly Daytona, that one interests me a little bit less because, you know, so many big banked ovals, like, I think it would just be flat out, you know, like, I don't know. I want to do it, say I've done it, but Sebring is more so really what I want to do. But there's also West Palm Beach Raceway too, so, you know, we have options. Hopefully this trend of driving continues. I'm excited to get back out there. Talk to y'all in the next one.